All right, everybody. Coach Dana Cavalea here. It is great to be back with you with the Becoming a Champion show. I've taken quite a bit of time off, and it was much needed. It was strategic. As you know, we have a farm in upstate New York where we ship meat all over the country. It's called Freedom Farms, and it has taken a lot of my time. So rather than come here and just do it to do it, we're not going to do it just to do it. What we're going to do is we're going to give you value. We're going to give you an experience. So I'm Coach Dana Cavalea. I spent my career as a high-performance coach with the New York Yankees, and I'm here to give you some inspiration, motivation, and encouragement to move you along your high-performance journey. And today, I want to talk to you about the word legacy. Part of my coaching, I work with a lot of people that are over the age of 40. A lot of people that are over the age of 50, and they get to a point where they've done well, they've made some money, they've established their family, they know where they want to live, they've answered a lot of the big questions. But then there's the next question, and the question is, well, now what? Now what? You know, I used to be in pursuit of this, I used to try to earn this much, I used to try to do all these things, and now I've done that. I have achieved victory in my life in those areas, in those categories. But now I'm looking for something else, and I just don't know what it is. And the first thing I do when I coach them is I tell them this: you have entered one of the greatest phases of your life. And it's known as the legacy phase. It's the legacy phase of life where you get to take everything that you've learned, every experience that you've had, and you get to apply it to other people. Okay? And what's amazing is when you get this right at that age bracket or in that age range, what happens is you get a deep sense of fulfillment. And the fulfillment is, it's deep. It's deep fulfillment. And that is what so many crave. They crave deep fulfillment, and that deep fulfillment inspires them to keep going day in and day out. Now, the problem a lot of people have is they don't realize they're in the legacy phase. And they start saying, what's wrong with me? I'm not what I used to be. I'm not who I used to be. I'm not pursuing money like I used to. I'm not trying to build the business the way I once was. There must be something wrong. And the only thing that's wrong is that you don't realize that you're in the legacy phase of your life. And what's interesting is when people enter the legacy phase, they can also find themselves going on to make more than they've ever made, to build businesses, programs, you could even say nonprofits and things like that, that excel and are amazing because their mentality has shifted from earn, grow, to build something great that has meaning to it. So if you find yourself in this bracket and in this place, this legacy phase, this 40 plus, oftentimes it's 50, 60 plus, but some people in their 40s get there in their late 40s, you're in a great place. So don't start questioning why you're not the same as you used to be or why you don't feel the same way you used to feel. That's normal. That's okay. But be proud of where you are and use this time to dig in. And I want to share a quick story with you. There was a gentleman that I've known my whole entire life, and he actually passed yesterday, probably a bit prematurely as well, unfortunately. But I knew him since birth, and his name was Coach Billy King. Billy King. And Billy King, Coach Billy King, was a high school phys ed teacher. And you don't know him because he wasn't on social media. He didn't have a YouTube channel. He didn't have any of these things. Life was his classroom. The gymnasium was his classroom. The sports fields were his classroom. And the local gym that he worked out at was his classroom. And what I always admired about him was every time I saw him, from the time I started working out as, I was inspired by him to get into physical training. he would always ask me, how's your training going? How's your training going? How's your training going? How's your training going? This would go on for years. I went on to become a strength coach with the New York Yankees. Again, I was inspired to get into this field because of him. And how's your training going? How's your training going? And this guy, for as long as I know him, let's say like 40 years, was always about training. He was always about his nutrition, always about his health, always about that. That was his passion. That was his life. And that was his legacy that he left. And I would always see people at the gym, and he'd always be talking to them about their training. And it's amazing how you could have such a singular passion and you can spread that. So I ask you, what is your singular passion that you could spread? What is the impact? What's the influence that you could have over others in your life? What is it? Because you're in that legacy phase. And when you figure out what that is, everything begins to change. Life begins to change for you. And I got to tell you, there is great reward that comes with that and from that. When you stop chasing and pursuing, and you could flip it and say, look, I have this gift. I have these abilities, and I want to share them with others. I want to share them with others. And when I do, this person goes on to do that. That person goes on to do that. This other person goes on to do that. Another influential person in my life was Coach Ron McKeefery from the University of South Florida. He was the first strength coach I ever worked under. And I was on his website this morning, and he has what's called Coach McKeefery's coaching tree. And it shows every person that's gone through his mentorship internship program and where they have gone afterwards. And you have guys, pro sports, the best collegiate programs in the country. He's got his soldiers, his McKeefery army all over the United States, probably even all over the world. And it's because, right, he made a commitment that not only do I want to be a great strength coach and impact my players, but I want to develop the next generation of strength coaches. And there's Mac's army all over the U.S. His career continues to elevate. The folks that he's impacted and influenced, they continue to elevate, and then they start to spread their message as they enter into their legacy phase. So I say this because A, it's important, and B, I come across so many that I coach that are searching, they're seeking, and you don't have to seek and search, right? You got to start asking yourself, hey, even if you're not in the legacy phase yet, what's the legacy that I want to have? What's the legacy that I want to leave? What's the impact I want to make? And when you get the answer to that, you are going to do amazing things. And if you need help getting the answer to that, I'll put a link down below. Reach out. Let's spend some time figuring that out. And again, this is not going to be for someone that's 20 years old or 30 years old. This is for folks that are definitely in their 40s. You've had a career that's optimized, and now you're looking for what's next. Okay. So if you're in that place, if you're in that space, click below. Let's get you on the calendar and let's talk about what's next for you. But the legacy phase is a very special place to be. It's a very special phase of life and a very special phase of business. And I hope you get there. I know you'll get there. And if you need help, I'm here to help you. I'm Coach Dana Cavalea. I'm here to inspire. I'm here to motivate. I'm here to encourage. And the number one thing I do is help you gain clarity on what is next, what's in front of you, what's next, and what's the greatest impact that you can make in your high performance life. So again, if you have any questions, reach out. You can go to danacavalea.com. You can go down below, schedule a call with me, and let's get you going. All right. So we'll talk soon. Stay strong, stay fit, stay hungry, and we will talk to you in the next episode. All right. See ya.